So thank you very much for your attendance this evening. Happy New Year. I know it's the 7th of January already, but it's our first opportunity to say that to you all. It certainly has got chilly this evening as well as I've come home. So I'm sure you're all warm in home, and we're grateful for that. And great to have some of the students in Educare as well. So just to introduce ourselves, my name's Claire Adams and I'm the interim principal. Met some of you on the Zoom just before the break up for Christmas. So delighted to be here. If I just ask Tony Wilcox to introduce herself.
Hello there, I'm Tony Wilcox and I am the assistant principal at Head of Primary. So I'm sure that a lot of you recognise my face, but if you don't, then yeah, hello and welcome.
Thanks, Tony. And Kim Taylor?
Yes, hi, Kim Taylor, Ms Taylor, and I'm the Vice Principal at Parkfield. I've recently taken on the DSL role as well, so it's a new update for you.
And that's Designated Safeguarding Lead for those of you who are unsure of that. And finally, a new face to you all, and she will come back on a little bit later and tell you a little bit more about herself, but Kimberly Tucker.
Hi, Kimberly Tucker. I'm the new Senko. Like Claire said, I will come back to you later with a bit more info.
Thanks, Kimberly. As always, if you've got any questions, please do pop them into the chat between the four of us. We will field those as we go. Anything we don't get to, then we will obviously put out to you under some FAQs later on. We really appreciate all of you who have been able to put questions in when you registered for the Zoom today, and hopefully we'll cover off some of those as we go. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for coming along with this journey. I'm struggling to believe it is only Thursday of the first week back of the new term. It feels like weeks have passed already. We've successfully set up a testing centre for our secondary pupils and staff at the school, which has been great. We've tested over 50 tests now in this first week, so we've really got underway with that. The online learning has picked up pace and the engagement has been fantastic, and thank you so much to you as parents and to your children for your positive engagement in that. I appreciate that we always go through a really big teething process as we start to do anything new like this, and we are finding our feet again. Government guidance is that the demands on remote learning are greater this time, and our staff are really ramping up to that with the live lessons and having your children actively engaged in those, either online live or doing activities offline, just to give them that time away from the screen. And also to give teachers time to support the children who are in Educare as well, because this time teachers will be doing online as well as Educare children in the same room of that class and age. So we have been fairly inundated with Educare children. So again, if you are somebody who is a key worker and has somebody at home who is able to support childcare, then we would really encourage you to do that. The aim really is to minimise the number of children on school site for the close contacts, as I'm sure you'd be aware. So thank you for anybody who can consider that. Our numbers are increasing on a daily basis because of parental changes. So if yours changes and it means that you can have your children at home, then please think about that for the safety of your family and also the family of Parkfield School. So that's much appreciated. It really is a difficult time, another lockdown. So in terms of trying to send out as many positive messages to our young people as we can, we want to keep in touch with you, we want to keep in touch with our children, and we will be doing that through Zooms like this, and also having that chance to make contact with your children as much as we can as well. So as the week goes on and as next week unfolds, we will get more familiar, we'll get more confident, a greater routine with what it is that we are doing online, and it will mean that we will be able to be a little bit more slick with our technological use as staff. I know you'll be getting more familiar with it, our children will be getting into the routine of it as well. So we are just going through that teething stage at the moment, and I know that it will settle down. Our children are so adaptable and so responsive to new technologies, as you probably know in your own home, that this will very quickly become our new normal, and we are only so few days in, and I know that this is going to get easier for all of us. But please do keep in communication with us, whether that's through ringing up the reception or making contact with any one of us here. then we don't want you to feel like we're not able to respond to your questions, because we really want to. Your feedback is very important to us, so we can action things if things aren't going quite right. So thank you for all of that. We are looking to support our students where we can, those in need at home who need a bit of extra support with some learning support assistant time, and we'll start to develop a timetable for that over the coming week, and Kimberly will be leading on that. So where there are some requirements for a little bit more one-to-one support, then we'll be putting that intervention in through Teams calls, so that all of our children can keep up with the pace of learning, so that when they return, whenever that might be, they haven't got gaps in their learning, which is our key priority at the moment, to make sure that's the case. So let me just let Kimberly unmute herself and tell you a little bit about what her plans are for Senko at Parkfield School.
Good evening, everyone. So currently I am working through some paperwork that has been left, also supporting with the online learning. I know lots of people want to kind of talk to me about their children, and I will be getting in contact with many of you as the weeks kind of pass and I've managed to get through lots of the paperwork. So bear with me, I will be with you in due course.
Thanks so much, Kimberly. I know it's really hard changing school in this at this time is not easy either, is it? So that's really appreciated, and I know you'll be doing your best to make sure that that's all going through. So thank you very much for that. And I'm just going to pass over to Tony to give us a bit of an update from the primary specifics, so that you've got that as parents as well. Tony, thank you.
Hello there, and good afternoon again. So I just want to firstly say it's a really great start. Our children are engaging very well through Microsoft Teams. Please, if you are having any difficulties with your child accessing Teams, then please get in contact. I actually have access to those devices now, so I can actually reset passwords and make sure all of our children are able to have the details and login details that they need. I just want to say that there have been some teething issues and that we are finding our way around it. But I am just so impressed, like Claire was saying, about how adaptable the children have been. They really have, and they are very fast learners when it comes to technology. So they have also been guiding some of us through this process. As Claire said, your feedback is most welcome, and I've already had quite a few conversations with parents today with some ideas of strategies moving forward, which will help. So one of the things that we were talking about is consistency and how we are scheduling the lessons and how the children are accessing them through Teams. So we are exploring different avenues, but we are looking at the calendar function, and we are looking at using channels as well. That has proven to be quite useful, because then we can separate each of the subject areas. So from that perspective, things, like I said, things have been working very well. One thing I will say that I just want to reiterate behaviour expectations. So those of you who are parents of Year 5 children would have heard me today saying various things like, please can you make sure you are muted. So I just want to kind of reinforce those things, really making sure that the children are muted, and making sure that the chat function, the chat bar, is being used for learning. So we are continuing to reinforce those with the children, but if we could have your support in doing so, that would be most welcome. In terms of one of the things that has come up is about printing packs. I know in our previous lockdown we were printing a lot of packs. Now we are moving more and familiarizing ourselves more with Microsoft Teams, and we want to be utilizing all of the functions to get that face-to-face and pre-recorded input from our teachers, so that the children really are getting high quality teaching. So please bear with us in the fact that we're finding our way, but we are not printing packs. We are going to be moving forward with this platform. On that, some of the parents have been asking about how the children can be completing the tasks. We have been saying to the children that they can be completing the tasks through paper. Some of the tasks that we're moving forward with now are quizzes, so they can enter their answers straight onto Teams, and some of the documents that will be uploaded will be editable as well. So like I said, bear with us, and we will be trying to, as we move forward, find as many ways for the children to do it directly onto Teams as possible. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is parent support. So one of the things I spoke to some parents about today was about parents being in the room with the children. Absolutely, I just want to reiterate that your support with the primary children and making sure that they can navigate their way around Teams is most welcome. We do ask for you not to be directly communicating with the teacher at that point whilst the lesson is taking place, but yes, please do be supporting your children, and I know all of you have been doing so already, so we really thank you for that. I just want to move on to a couple of other things. So one of the things that obviously we've heard about in the news this week is that unfortunately our Key Stage SATs now, the SATs examinations has been cancelled. However, I do want to really reiterate for our Year 6 parents and our Year 6 children that we are continuing to move forward in the same fashion. That doesn't change things for us. Obviously, we're waiting to hear what assessment's going to look like moving forward, but I will be asking for literacy work to be submitted so that we can continue building their writing portfolio. And I do want to just make sure that we, keep the children motivated and not to lose faith in the fact that just because the examinations aren't taking place. A couple of other things. So I just want to say that for Key Stage 1, on a Wednesday afternoon, there will be PE-based and music activities, which will be posted and available for the children online on Teams. And for the children in Educare, they will be expected to wear their PE kit into school. And on a Thursday for Key Stage 2, so Year 4 to 6, they will be doing that on a Thursday. So the remote learners will be provided with PE-based activities and music for the second half of that session. All of primary will also be delivering, myself and Mrs. Claxton will be delivering an assembly on a Friday afternoon. So we will be making sure that that is pre-recorded and posted onto Teams for the children to access. One of the other things I just wanted to, one of the changes we've decided to make over the course of today is thinking about how we are moving forward with registration across primary. So at the moment we had 3 registration points for Key Stage 1 and 4 registration points for Key Stage 2. We are going to be moving to 2 points of registration, so that will be in the morning at 8:50 and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then across the course of the day the teacher will be then doing live inputs or pre-recorded sessions for the children using Teams for those children that are working remotely at home, and for those in Educare obviously they will be in the classroom with the teacher. So I just want to say there's going to be a slight change to that, so 2 registration points so you can talk to your children and prepare them for that. I think that is all.
Thanks so much, Tony. And I think that just shows that the evolution of the process is happening, and we are trying to be as responsive as we can to feedback we get both from our teaching staff on how things are working, and also our parent body to show how things are going from a home perspective, particularly if you've got a number of children demanding of your time and of your devices. And just to let you know, we have got an order in with the Department for Education for a number of laptops, and we are just waiting on them being delivered to school. As soon as that's happened, then obviously we will get in contact with those families who have contacted us. We will be limited, we're not going to have a device for everybody. And on that note, recently I found out that actually if you have a games console in your home, your household, you can actually get Teams through your web browser of that, so Xbox through Microsoft Edge browser and other PSP devices. They will allow you to access the Teams web version. So if you are interested and you have one and you're happy to have a look, then be grateful for the feedback on how that's working, because I'm sure there are many homes that have got those in, and perhaps we'll be able to use those while we wait for other more relevant equipment. So thank you in advance for that. I'm just going to pass over to Kim Taylor just to give us an update on some safeguarding.
Thanks, Leah. Yeah, just again to echo what Tony and Claire said about just the thanks and just how lovely it has been to see the level of engagement going on within the home learning, and how supportive the parents have been within that as well. So just to echo the thanks again there. Just a few points from me. Things that we've changed since the last lockdown is, in addition to the daily contact that you'll be having with teachers on Teams, they will be making 2 weekly calls to each parent so that you can have a conversation with that teacher. So once within every 2 week cycle, the teaching staff will be calling to check in with you at home, to talk to yourselves as parents about how it's going and how you can be supported further and how the children are coping. One thing about this is that some of the teachers might be calling this from when they're working from home, in which case it may well register as a number withheld or a private number. So please do answer those phone calls. It could well be a check-in from the teacher. So other things that we've adapted from the last practice as well is that we've put some more safeguarding information onto the school website. There's a safeguarding tab on there, and we are regularly updating that with lots of information. There's lots of helpful tips and online stuff. There's a worry box on the school website as well, so students can access that, and if they've got any worries or concerns, they can input a question and that will go straight to the safeguarding team. With the primary in school in Educare as well, there is also a worry box in each classroom. If they've got worries, they can write it down and the teacher will access that as well. And the last final thing on that is there's also a safeguarding email address now, which is safeguarding@parkfield.bournemouth.sch.uk, and that goes direct to the safeguarding officers within school.
Thanks, Kim. I think one of the really important things is about looking after well-being as well. And as I said last time, we're a community, a school community that is very close, and it's about looking out for each other as well. We're doing a lot of work around the free school meal vouchers. We're doing lots of work around making sure that our most vulnerable children are looked after. And it's about us looking out for each other and just making sure if there are things that are worrying us, that we just flag it if necessary to the school, and we'd be happy to follow that up on your behalf. But hopefully there's some useful links on the safeguarding page around wellbeing, and you'll be able to have a look at that with your children and help them through what is quite a difficult time, I think, for sure. One of the questions that's been coming through from the registration for the Zoom is around wraparound care and the transport payments that have been made. Obviously, we're only a week in, and we're just getting to grips with the online learning. And next week, I will make sure that I meet with the finance director to make sure we move on the refunds where they are necessary. So thank you for your patience with that. I do appreciate that getting your money back is important, and we will be working on that next week to make sure that we do that as swiftly as possible if that's something that you're requesting. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all the lovely messages we've been receiving from you, that the appreciation of the speed in which we've got up and running with it. It's really nice to get those positive messages, and it's nice to be able to share those with the staff who are working extremely hard at the moment to make sure that the children in Educare are getting a good deal, as well as those children online also. So that's much appreciated, and we are delighted to be working in partnership with you and looking after the community of children at Parkfield School. So our aim will be that we would check in with you again before we break up for February half term, again via Zoom if it's a channel that you're interested in. 43 of you on the call today, so that's a really positive step forward from last time, and if we keep doing them, then people, I'm sure, will continue to join, and that will be just a chance, I hope, to be able to tell you about the restart. That will be our fingers crossed, and our biggest hope really is that we will be able to have an idea of when that will be, and to provide some more clarity for Key Stage 2 families around SATs for Year 6s, so that you know what we're doing around teacher assessment for that. But please, thank you, stay safe. We are looking forward to seeing our children all back. But we appreciate your time this evening, and if you know that friends and other family members haven't been able to join tonight, this will be posted in the morning onto our YouTube channel, so please do ask for them to join and have a look at this, so hopefully it will be able to provide them with some assurance and reassurance that we're still here, we're still very much here, and we want to be part of what you're doing at home, and we want you to be part of what we're doing in school. So thank you so much, and thank you for your kind messages that are coming in here, and we wish you a good rest of your evening. Keep warm, and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.